Have you ever known the words in your mind, but when it is time to speak, your body becomes stiff, your mouth feels dry, and nothing comes out? Maybe this happened at a store, at work, on the phone, or while asking for help. Maybe you live in the United States now, and every small conversation feels bigger than it should. You want to speak, you try to speak, but then you freeze. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I know more English than I think. Say it again. I can speak one sentence at a time. Now say it slowly. I do not need perfect English to talk to people. Good. Let's continue. Shadowing is a simple way to practice English with your voice, your ears, and your body together. First, you listen to a short sentence, then you copy it right away, like an echo. You try to copy the sound, the rhythm, and the feeling, not only the words. This helps your listening become faster. It also helps your speaking feel more natural and more confident. When you do shadowing again and again, your mouth learns what to do before fear can stop you. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I listen and I copy. Say it again. I listen and I speak. Now say it slowly. Practice makes speaking easier. Good. Let's continue. Now I will tell you a story. Are you ready? Let's begin. My name is Daniel. I moved to a new city a few months ago. I was excited at first, but I also felt tired every day. I knew some English. I could read signs. I could understand simple videos. But when real people looked at me and waited for my answer, my mind went blank. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. My mind went blank. Say it again. I froze when people spoke to me. Now say it slowly. I wanted to answer, but I could not. Good. Let's continue. Every morning I took the bus to work. I worked in a large grocery store near a mall. My job was simple. I stocked shelves, cleaned my area, and helped customers find basic things. On paper, it was not hard. In real life, it felt hard because people spoke fast. Sometimes they smiled. Sometimes they were in a hurry. Sometimes they asked me something simple, and I still froze. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I work at a grocery store. Say it again. People speak fast. Now say it slowly. Sometimes I understand, and sometimes I do not. Good. Let's continue. One Monday morning, I stood at the bus stop with a cup of coffee in my hand. The air was cold. My bus was late. A woman next to me looked at the street, then looked at me and said, "Do you know if this bus goes downtown?" I understood every word. It was an easy question. But I felt that old fear in my chest. My hands became tight. I opened my mouth, but no sound came out for 2 seconds. Then I said, maybe? I think yes." The woman nodded, but I felt embarrassed. I knew I could answer better than that. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Do you know if this bus goes downtown? Say it again. I think yes. Now say it slowly. The bus is late. Good. Let's continue. I got on the bus and sat near the window. I looked outside and felt disappointed in myself. I said quietly, "Why do I freeze for everything?" An older man across from me was reading a newspaper. He folded it, smiled, and said, "First month's here?" I looked up and nodded. "Yes," I said. He said, "It gets easier. Speak a little every day." His voice was calm. He was not laughing at me. He was being kind. That small moment stayed with me all morning. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. It gets easier. Say it again. Speak a little every day. Now say it slowly. Small practice helps. Good. Let's continue. At work, my manager, Lisa, called me to the front area. Lisa was direct but fair. She moved quickly and expected everyone to pay attention. She said, "Daniel, can you help in aisle 7 today? We have a sale, so it may get busy." I wanted to say, "Yes, of course, I can help in aisle 7." But my fear came back because she was looking right at me. I only said, "Yes." Lisa waited 1 second, then said, "Great, thank you." I walked away and felt frustrated again. I was not rude, I was just frozen. But other people could not see that. They only heard my short answer. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Can you help in aisle 7 today? Say it again. Yes, I can help. Now say it slowly. It may get busy. Good. Let's continue. Around noon, the store became crowded. A man with 2 small children stopped his cart near me and asked, "Excuse me, where can I find rice?" This time I took a breath before answering. I pointed and said, "Aisle 10 on the left." He smiled and said, "Thanks." It was only 4 words, but I felt something open inside me. I did not freeze. I answered. My answer was short, but it worked. A few minutes later, a woman asked, "Do you have paper towels on sale?" I said, "Yes, over there, near the end." Again, it worked. I started to feel lighter. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. "Excuse me, where can I find rice?" Say it again. Aisle 10, on the left. Now say it slowly. Do you have paper towels on sale? Say it again. Yes, over there, near the end. Good. Let's continue. Then something changed. A customer came to me with a serious face and a fast voice. He said, "Hi, I bought yogurt here yesterday, but the date was wrong, and now I need to know where I can return it." I understood only part of it. My heart started beating fast again. I heard the words yogurt, yesterday, and return. I wanted to help, but I felt lost. For a second, I almost froze the way I always did. Then I remembered something I had practiced at home. I did not need a perfect answer first. I only needed one useful sentence. So I said, "I'm sorry, can you say that again, slowly?" The man took a breath and repeated it more slowly. Then I understood. I pointed to customer service and said, "They can help you there." He said, "Thanks." That was all. The problem moved away like a cloud. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Can you say that again, slowly? Say it again. "I'm sorry, I did not catch that." Now say it slowly. They can help you there. Good. Let's continue. That afternoon, I had my break in the small employee room. I sat with my lunch and checked my phone. I almost opened social media, but then I stopped. I thought about the man on the bus. I thought about the customer with the yogurt. I thought, maybe I do not need more silent study. Maybe I need more speaking. So I opened my notes app and wrote a few daily sentences. I whispered them to myself. How can I help you? Can you say that again? It's on aisle 10. I'm still learning English. Thank you for waiting. Have a nice day. I said them again and again, very softly. A coworker named Maria walked in, heard me, and smiled. Practicing? She asked. I felt shy, but I said, yes, I freeze sometimes. Maria sat down across from me and said, that happens to everyone. Try short sentences first. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I freeze sometimes. Say it again. Try short sentences first. Now say it slowly. I'm still learning English. Good. Let's continue. Maria became important to me that week. She was born in the U.S., but her parents came from another country. She understood that strange feeling of living between fear and hope. The next day, while we stocked cereal boxes together, she said, let's practice. I laughed and said, here? She nodded and pointed to the shelves. Yes, here. Then she spoke like a customer. Excuse me, where can I find milk? I answered, at the back of the store. She said, good. Again, but smile this time. I smiled and repeated it. Then she asked, do you work here? I said, yes. How can I help you? She clapped quietly and said, see, that sounds natural. My body relaxed a little. Practice at home was good, but practice with a real person felt different. It felt alive. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Do you work here? Say it again. Yes. How can I help you? Now say it slowly. The milk is at the back of the store. Good. Let's continue. The next practice block started inside my real day. Please shadow with me now. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Excuse me, where is the bathroom? Say it again. The bathroom is near the front. Now say it slowly. Can you help me find eggs? Say it again. Yes, they are in the dairy section. Listen carefully. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Say it again. Please say it slowly. Now say it slowly. Thank you for your help. Say it again. Have a nice day. Good. Let's continue. 2 days later, I had to go to the apartment office after work because my kitchen sink was leaking. I did not want to go. Problems at home made me nervous because I had to explain details. At work, I could use the same short sentences again and again. At the apartment office, I had to speak for myself. I walked there slowly with my backpack on one shoulder. The office smelled like fresh paper and coffee. A woman at the desk looked up and said, "Hi, how can I help you?" My throat felt tight. I could feel the freeze coming. But this time I was ready. I took one breath and used one clear sentence. "My kitchen sink is leaking," I said. She nodded right away. "Okay," she said. "What apartment are you in?" I answered, "Building C, apartment 214. She typed on her computer and said, "We can send maintenance tomorrow morning." I understood everything. I had done it. I had handled a real problem with simple English. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. My kitchen sink is leaking. Say it again. What apartment are you in? Now say it slowly. We can send maintenance tomorrow morning. Good. Let's continue. That night, I did not feel like the same person who stood silent at the bus stop. I still felt nervous, but the fear was changing shape. Before, fear felt like a wall. Now it felt like a door that I could open slowly. In my apartment, I stood near the sink and practiced again while the water dripped into a bowl. There is a problem in my kitchen. The sink is leaking. Can someone come tomorrow? Thank you. I appreciate it. I said each sentence slowly. Then I said them again with a little more feeling. Then I said them one more time as if I were speaking to a real person. I was tired, but I felt proud. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. There is a problem in my kitchen. Say it again. Can someone come tomorrow? Now say it slowly. I appreciate it. Good. Let's continue. On Friday, Lisa asked me to help at the front for 1 hour because 2 cashiers were busy and a long line was forming. I felt fear immediately. The front area was different from the aisles. At the front, people expected quick answers. They looked at you directly. They asked about bags, prices, coupons, and payment. I wanted to say no, but Lisa looked stressed, and I heard myself say, "Okay, I can help." The moment the words left my mouth, I was surprised. Lisa smiled and said, "Perfect. Stay near register 4. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Okay, I can help. Say it again. Stay near register 4. Now say it slowly. The line is long. Good. Let's continue. The first customer was an older woman with a basket of fruit, bread, and soup. She handed me a bag of apples and asked, "Can you check the price on this? I think the sign said something different." My mind moved fast, but not in a bad way. I said, "Yes, one moment, please." I walked to the produce area, checked the sign, came back and said, "You're right, I will tell the cashier." The woman smiled and said, "Thank you, honey." Her kindness relaxed me. Then a young father asked, "Do you have any more small carts?" I answered, "Yes, near the entrance." Then a student asked, "Can I use my card here?" I said, "Yes, you can." One by one I answered. Not perfectly, not beautifully, but clearly enough. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Can you check the price on this? Say it again. Yes, one moment, please. Now say it slowly. You're right. Say it again. I will tell the cashier. Listen carefully. Can I use my card here? Say it again. Yes, you can. Good. Let's continue. Then the emotional shift came. Near the end of that hour, a man became upset because an item did not scan at the sale price. His voice was louder than the others. He said, "This is not what the sign said." When voices get louder, my old fear usually returns fast, and it did return. I felt heat in my face. My hands felt cold. For a second, I thought, "Here we go again. I am going to freeze." But I remembered the pattern. First, breathe. Second, use one calm sentence. Third, ask for help if needed. So I said, "I'm sorry about that. Let me call my manager." Lisa came over, fixed the price, and the man calmed down. After he left, Lisa looked at me and said, "You handled that well." I almost laughed because she did not know how hard it was for me. But hearing that sentence felt powerful. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I'm sorry about that. Say it again. Let me call my manager. Now say it slowly. You handled that well. Good. Let's continue. That evening, on the bus home, I sat in my usual seat and looked out the window again. But this time I did not feel ashamed. I felt quiet and strong. I thought about all the sentences I had used that week. Most of them were simple. Many of them were only 5 or 6 words long. The secret was not difficult grammar. The secret was using small sentences fast, before fear became bigger. I whispered to myself, "Short sentences save me." Then I smiled because it was true. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Short sentences help me speak. Say it again. Simple English is good English. Now say it slowly. I can speak before fear grows. Good. Let's continue. The next morning was Saturday, and I did not have work until noon. I decided to go to a small coffee shop near my apartment and order in English without looking at my phone first. This may sound easy, but for me it felt like a test. The shop was busy. Milk steamed behind the counter. People were talking, moving, laughing. I stood in line and practiced in my head. "Hi, can I get a small coffee?" "With milk, please." "That's all, thank you." When it was my turn, the cashier smiled and said, "Hi, what can I get for you?" I said my sentence almost exactly the way I practiced it. "Hi, can I get a small coffee with milk, please?" The cashier asked, "Anything else?" I smiled and said, "That's all, thank you." Then she asked my name for the cup. For one tiny second, I almost froze again. It is funny, but sometimes even saying my own name felt hard. Then I said, "Daniel." She wrote it and said, "Got it." That little moment gave me energy for the whole day. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. "Hi, can I get a small coffee?" Say it again. "With milk, please." Now say it slowly. "Anything else?" Say it again. "That's all, thank you." Listen carefully. "What's your name?" Say it again. "Daniel." Good. Let's continue. Later that same day, another change came. My mother called me from home. We spoke in our first language at first, and then she asked, "Are you speaking more English now?" I looked around my apartment and laughed softly. "A little," I said. She said, "Are you still getting scared?" I was quiet for a moment because I wanted to answer honestly. Then I said, "Yes, but not the same way. I still get scared, but now I speak anyway." My mother was silent for a second. Then she said, "That is real progress." Her words touched me deeply because she knew how much this struggle had affected me. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I still get scared, but now I speak anyway. Say it again. That is real progress. Now say it slowly. I am changing little by little. Good. A few days later, I had an appointment at the DMV to update my address. Just hearing the name of that place made me nervous. Long lines, official questions, fast instructions. I almost canceled the appointment, but I knew this was the kind of real-life situation I needed to face. I arrived early and sat in a plastic chair with my papers in my hand. My leg was shaking. An employee at the front desk called, "Next." I walked up and said, "Hi, I have an appointment to update my address." The employee asked for my ID and one proof of address. I understood. I gave the papers. Then she asked, "Have a seat. We'll call your number." That was all. I had imagined something much harder, but the beginning was simple because I used a sentence I had practiced. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I have an appointment. Say it again. I'm here for my address update. Now say it slowly. Could you please help me? Say it again. What form do I need? Listen carefully. I don't understand this part. Say it again. Can you explain it again? Now say it slowly. Thank you for your patience. Say it again. I really appreciate it. Good. Let's continue. While I waited, I did a quiet practice block in my mind. Now you can practice with me. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I have an appointment. Say it again. I'm here for my address update. Now say it slowly. Could you please help me? Say it again. What form do I need? Listen carefully. I don't understand this part. Say it again. Can you explain it again? Now say it slowly. Thank you for your patience. Say it again. I really appreciate it. Good. Let's continue. When my number was called, I went to the window and sat down. The employee was a middle-aged man with glasses and a tired face, but his voice was not rude. He asked a few short questions. I answered one by one. Then he asked me something I did not fully understand. I felt the freeze rise up again, but now I knew what to do. I leaned forward a little and said, "I'm sorry, can you say that again?" He repeated it more slowly. He was asking if my mailing address was the same as my home address. This time I answered clearly, "Yes, it is the same." He nodded and finished the process. When I stood up, he handed me a paper and said, "You're all set." Those 4 words felt beautiful. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Can you say that again? Say it again. Yes, it is the same. Now say it slowly. You're all set. Good. Let's continue. That night, I walked home with a different feeling in my body. I realized something important. Freezing was not only about English, it was also about pressure. It was about fear of being judged. It was about wanting to sound smart right away. But real speaking did not work that way. Real speaking was slower. Real speaking was messy sometimes. Real speaking was one sentence, then another sentence, then one more. The goal was not to sound perfect. The goal was to stay in the conversation. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. The goal is not perfection. Say it again. The goal is to stay in the conversation. Now say it slowly. One sentence is enough to begin. Good. Let's continue. The biggest change happened the following week at work. A new employee named Omar started his first day. He looked nervous the moment he walked in. His shoulders were tight. His smile came and went quickly. I recognized that look because I had worn it for months. Lisa asked me to show him the back room, the break room, and the main aisles. At first, I felt pressure because now I was the one who had to explain things. Then I realized this was also a chance. So I said, "Hi, I'm Daniel. I'll show you around." Omar smiled with relief. We walked slowly. I showed him where to put his bag, where the time clock was, and where the cleaning supplies were. My sentences were simple but steady. This is the break room. The restroom is there. We keep extra boxes here. If you need help, ask Lisa or me. When I said that last part, I surprised myself again. Or me. I had become someone another person could ask for help. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Hi, I'm Daniel. I'll show you around. Say it again. This is the break room. Now say it slowly. If you need help, ask me. Good. Let's continue. During lunch, Omar admitted that he was afraid to speak because people talked too fast. I smiled because I understood exactly. I said, "That happened to me too." He looked relieved. Then I told him the truth in a simple way. Do not wait for long, perfect sentences. Use short sentences, fast. Ask people to repeat. Practice the same daily phrases many times. He nodded and said, "I thought maybe I was the only one." I shook my head. "No," I said, "a lot of us feel this way." Then I taught him a few lines that had helped me most. "Can you say that again?" "I'm still learning English." "One moment, please. Let me check." "Thank you for waiting." As he repeated them, I heard something new in my own voice. I sounded calm. I sounded helpful. I sounded like someone who had learned by living. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. "I'm still learning English." Say it again. "One moment, please." Now say it slowly. "Let me check." Say it again. "Thank you for waiting." Good. Let's continue. A few days later, the woman from the bus stop appeared again. I was standing outside the store during my break, and she came near the entrance with a shopping bag in her hand. She looked at me for a second and smiled. "You helped me with the bus last week," she said. I laughed softly and said, "Yes, I remember." Then she asked, "Does this store sell stamps?" This time, there was no freeze, not even for a second. I answered right away. "No, I'm sorry, but the pharmacy next door does." She thanked me and walked away. I stood there, smiling, because I noticed the difference. Before, a simple question from a stranger could make my whole body stop. Now I was standing outside a busy store, answering naturally, without thinking too much. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. "Does this store sell stamps?" Say it again. "No, but the pharmacy next door does." Now say it slowly. "Thank you." Good. Let's continue. Here is one more practice block for you. These are the kinds of sentences that help when fear comes fast. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. "I need a moment." Say it again. "Please speak slowly." Now say it slowly. "I understand now." Say it again. "Can you help me with this?" Listen carefully. "I'm looking for aisle 10. Say it again. "I have a question." Now say it slowly. "I can do this." Say it again. "I am getting better every day." Good. Let's continue. That evening, when I got home, the maintenance team had fixed my sink. The kitchen was quiet again, no dripping water, no metal bowl on the floor. I made tea and stood by the window as the sky turned darker over the parking lot. I thought about the version of me who arrived in this city months before. He was not weak. He was not lazy. He was simply overwhelmed. He thought freezing meant failure. He thought silence meant he would never improve, but he was wrong. Freezing was not the end. It was just a moment that could change with breath, with practice, and with one short sentence. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Freezing is not the end. Say it again. It is only a moment. Now say it slowly. I can move through it. Good. Let's continue. So what is the life lesson from my story? It is this. You do not need to wait until you feel brave to speak. Speaking is often what creates the bravery. Confidence does not always come first. Sometimes action comes first. Then confidence grows quietly after that. One answer at a bus stop, one question at work, one request at the apartment office, one sentence at the DMV. Little by little, your fear loses power because your mouth learns a new habit. It learns to begin. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. I do not need to feel ready. Say it again. I only need to begin. Now say it slowly. Confidence grows after action. Good. Let's continue. If you freeze when speaking, remember this simple plan. Breathe once. Use one short sentence. Ask the other person to repeat if you need to. Do not fight for a perfect answer. Stay in the conversation with simple English. That is enough. That is real progress. And when you practice daily sentences again and again, your brain becomes calmer because the words are no longer new. They become familiar. They become ready. Listen carefully. Repeat after me. Breathe once. Say it again. Use one short sentence. Now say it slowly. Stay in the conversation. Good. Let's continue. Now, before we finish, I want to tell you how to use this video for shadowing. First, listen to a sentence and pause the video. Then, repeat the sentence out loud. Try to copy the voice, the rhythm, and the emotion. Do not only copy the words, copy the feeling too. Then, play the video again and do the next sentence. Repeat the whole story many times on different days until the sentences start to come out of your mouth more naturally. If this story helped you, please like the video, subscribe to English Teaching Friends, and watch the next story so you can keep building your listening, your speaking, and your confidence one day at a time.
Please subscribe.